Scrum of Scrums approach. Scrum of Scrums, SOS, is an agile framework that extends the principles of Scrum to multiple teams that are working on the same project or product. It is designed to facilitate collaboration and communication between these teams, ensuring alignment and coordination at a larger scale. The SOS approach involves representatives from each Scrum team meeting regularly to discuss progress, challenges, and dependencies. What are the key characteristics of the Scrum of Scrums approach? Multi-team coordination. SOS enables multiple Scrum teams to communicate and collaborate effectively, creating a network of teams working towards common goals. Team representatives. Each Scrum team appoints a representative, often the Scrum Master or a team member, to participate in SOS meetings, ensuring that all teams have a voice. Regular meetings. SOS meetings are held at consistent intervals, which can vary from daily to weekly, depending on the needs of the teams involved. Focus on dependencies and impediments. The meetings emphasize identifying and addressing dependencies and impediments that affect collaboration between teams. Adaptability. The SOS framework is flexible and can be tailored to fit the specific context and needs of the organization. What are the most common applications? Large-scale projects. SOS is often used in organizations where multiple teams are working on large projects that require integration and collaboration. Program management. It can be part of a larger program management framework, helping to manage multiple interconnected projects. Agile transformations. Organizations adopting Agile methodologies may implement SOS to scale Agile practices across teams and departments.
What are the pros of this approach? Improved communication facilitates better communication and transparency among teams, reducing silos and fostering collaboration. Enhanced problem solving. Teams can quickly identify and address dependencies and impediments that may affect project progress. Alignment on goals helps ensure that all teams are aligned with the overall project or product goals, enhancing focus and direction. Scalability provides a framework for scaling Scrum practices to larger projects or organizations. What are the cons? Complexity. Managing multiple teams can introduce complexity, requiring careful coordination and communication. Time consumption. Regular meetings may consume time that could be spent on development, potentially impacting productivity. Representative challenges. The effectiveness of the SOS can depend on the ability of representatives to accurately convey information and engage with other teams. Risk of overhead. If not managed properly, the SOS can introduce bureaucratic overhead, detracting from the Agile principles of efficiency and adaptability.
What is the recommended implementation strategy? First, define objectives. Clearly outline the goals and expected outcomes of implementing the Scrum of Scrums. Then identify teams. Determine which Scrum teams will participate in the SOS and ensure they understand the purpose of the initiative. Next, select representatives. Choose suitable representatives from each team who can effectively communicate and collaborate in the SOS meetings. Then establish meeting structure. Decide on the frequency, duration, and agenda of the SOS meetings. Create a structured format to maintain focus. Next, facilitate meetings. Designate a facilitator for the SOS meetings to guide discussions, manage time, and ensure that all relevant topics are covered. Then document outcomes. Keep records of the discussions, decisions, and action items from each SOS meeting for future reference. And finally, review and adapt. Periodically assess the effectiveness of the SOS approach and make adjustments based on feedback from participants.
Here are a few best practices. Time-box meetings. Keep SOS meetings short and focused to maximize efficiency and minimize disruption to team workflows. Encourage open communication. Foster an environment where representatives feel comfortable sharing challenges and requesting support from other teams. Prioritize impediments. Focus on identifying and addressing critical blockers that affect multiple teams. Utilize visual tools. Use charts, boards, or other visual aids to represent progress, dependencies, and overall project status. Build relationships. Encourage representatives to develop relationships with members of other teams to promote collaboration and understanding. Rotate representatives. Consider rotating team representatives to provide diverse perspectives and increase cross-team knowledge. Align with existing practices. Ensure that SOS meetings complement existing Scrum ceremonies and practices to maintain alignment with Agile principles.
By understanding the Scrum of Scrums approach, its characteristics, applications, pros and cons, and following a structured implementation strategy and best practices, organizations can effectively scale Agile practices across multiple teams.